Okay, Bloomberg News broke the story that Amazon workers are listening to what you tell Alexa. This has been one of those things with smart technology that people have been worried about and talking about for years is that, oh, my device is listening to me. People are listening into my conversations. It's the NSA and like just really kind of fear mongery terror. Turns out in this case, somebody is listening, but ultimately, it really is not an evil or bad thing. It's just Amazon trying to improve the service so that it will respond better to voice commands and better understand voice recognition in general. So, the kind of frightening thing that I did find in the article that I didn't really like was that there's these thousands of employees that will listen to honestly, on the whole, a very small number of all of the recordings. Um, and they transcribe them, put it into the software to be, learned, et cetera, et cetera. But they share a chat among their teams so that if they don't understand something, they can put it in this chat and other people can listen to it. But it says they'll also share it in these chats if they thought it was funny or this or that. And it's like, okay, that's kind of creepy. Like, I'm not digging that. But if you think about it for a minute, I guarantee if you've ever worked a job where you've dealt with somebody else, another human, and you have coworkers, you do the exact same thing. In telemarketing, I did a telemarketing job one time. All the time, people would hang up and be like, "Oh my gosh, I just talked to this guy. It was so funny," or "Oh, what an idiot," or retail is famous for this. All kinds of jobs. I really don't care because most people they don't then go home and like, oh yeah, I stole this audio clip from work and now I'm posting it to social media and sending it to news outlets.
Right.
So I just don't think it's ultimately all that creepy. And I think I've kind of come down on the side in recent years, like I don't fear the Big Brother problem. Um, and I know you and I've talked about this a lot. So what? Why don't you tell me how you feel about the Big Brother problem?
I don't think it's a problem. Uh, the first thing I would say is I almost didn't even want to cover this story because it just doesn't, it's of little interest to me. I know that corporations want data, and I know that they're willing to go to almost any length to get it, and I know that they are trying to sell me everything that they have, and they want to tailor it to me. And I know that there's the potential that some of that data could be used for, you know, different types of malicious behavior, targeted advertising, things like that. I'm aware that those things exist, but the idea of privacy is less important to me as an American, I guess, than it is to most of my compatriots. I'm not afraid of anything that I say. As it stands now, you know, knock on wood, our free speech laws are pretty robust. And so the privacy that I care about is the privacy to dissent, in the sense that I don't want things that I say which are against the state to be recorded and then used against me in some way. But short of that, I don't care that the Echo Dot that I have on my shelf might listen to me request different types of classical music or tell it to order paper towels. It seems like a non-issue to me.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, I think the fears of like, oh, the NSA and all this, like, honestly, most of us were just not that interesting. We really aren't. And even if they wanted to, you'd already have to be under some sort of suspicion for them to care enough to hunt out your audio, other than just like pure magical statistical happenstance. Uh, Most of the time, you're just noise. All this stuff, all this data that's being put out there, it's not so malicious. It's just marketing. It's just noise. Most people don't actually have nefarious goals in mind, so I'm not too worried about it. Plus, Amazon had this great. If you look up their terms of service, it's really actually quite readable, and they have lots of instructions about here's how we use it, here's why we use it, here's how you can turn it off. You can go and you can listen to the things it's recorded, so you can actually hear your own recordings that Amazon has saved. So like it's pretty transparent overall, which is more than like Google. I know my smartphone is recording my voice and it's looking for keywords to then
Oh
target
yeah,
ads. We all know it. You know, if I say dog food too many times in this conversation, I'm going to start seeing ads for it. And we all know it, but I can't go to Google and say like, "Hey, can I have the recordings of my voice?" Whereas Amazon's just like straight. They're just, "Yep, it's on your account. If you don't like it, you can go delete it." So
You know,
I
and
think that's pretty.
a point that I want to throw in here is Amazon is doing plenty that's worth criticizing, like not paying any taxes. And so this sort of routine, standard corporate, I mean, it's clean. It looks like a clean gloves. Like they don't care about your specific information. It's merely standard marketing practice. And so I'm open to somebody coming in and saying like you're a complete idiot and read this text and you'll understand why they're using it and doing these horrible things, and then we'll have to do a follow-up video where we go, hey, it turns out
Super nefarious.
right. But as it stands now, I'm more interested in their purchasing practices, their sales practices, and their tax